Welcome back to Weekly Weight Loss Vlogs. Yeah, we had a week off last week because I've been away. Been to Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt for a week. So, yeah, no Weekly Weight Loss Vlog last week, but we're straight back into it. And same as when I had a couple of holidays in 2024, I'm going to kind of do a bit of a 2-for-1 in this one. So we'll cover the last 2 weeks. Dates, hellfire, right? I just thought, why have I done that to myself? I know I normally say the dates that we're covering. I don't know, I've got to get... All right, so we're doing Monday, the 3rd of March, all the way up to yesterday, which is Sunday, the 16th of March. Now, I don't track calories on holiday, and that didn't change for this holiday, though actually I did track calories on the last day, the travel day. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 days, bang in the middle of the last 2 weeks. No tracking of calories. Yeah, I did start back on the Thursday on the travel day home, and I've tracked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not that I've really been sticking to any sort of calorie structure or allowance, but I've been tracking just to get myself back into the swing of things. And today we are fully back into it 100%. Really enjoyed Egypt. I've never been before. I personally would recommend it. My wife might say differently. She kind of got Egypt tummy issues, which I have heard are quite common out there, maybe. I don't know. But Mr. Cast Iron Stomach here had no issues whatsoever. And I really enjoyed it and couldn't believe how hot it was. It is their winter. We did have a little bit of rain on the first day. Yeah, sort of laid on my sun lounger till about 12:30, 1, and then the clouds came over and it started to rain. And it was actually cold. When the sun wasn't out the first couple of days, it did go a little bit chilly. Anyway, first day after hitting our sunbeds for the first few hours of the day, we ended up having an afternoon in the lobby bar, which was nice. That was all right. That was a good laugh. So we had a good few drinks. But after that, Saturday onwards, the weather was amazing. And it just got hotter and hotter and hotter. And the last 2-3 days, it was like early 30s. So yeah, I loved it. Our hotel was absolutely fantastic. We stayed at somewhere called the Sunrise Montemari. And it was a really nice hotel. We upgraded to a swim-up room, which was fantastic. Really, really good. Even though it's their winter, pretty much all the pools apart from one were heated, including our swim-up. So the pools were lovely. The sea was lovely. Our hotel had a really nice coral reef just off the beach, which I know Sharm el Sheikh is known for its sort of scuba diving or snorkeling. So I went snorkeling a good few days. And it was, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. I'd say two downsides. One downside to our hotel, and this is nothing to do with the people or anything like that. It was probably only 10% British. Now, you guys might be like, that sounds all right to me, Neil. But we like to be fairly social on holiday in a way. We go through, we'll have days where we're hermits and we just want to do our own thing, which is why it was great having our own little swim-up pool thing. But sometimes at night time, it's nice just to have a natter and put the world to rights with other people. We quite like, few trips that we've done. We've made some really good friends in the past. So we do like, chatting to new people and stuff like that. And that really wasn't a major option in this hotel. I would say 80% of the tourists there in our hotel was Russian. I'd say another 10% was other nations, quite a few Italians. And then I'd say probably 10% were British. So we did meet a few Brits and we did manage to have a good natter. And I'll talk to any nation, but what we did find was a lot of, certainly the Russian tourists, they didn't really speak English, and I don't really speak Russian. Well, I don't speak any Russian. So it was kind of a bit of a language barrier sort of thing. We did meet another British couple out there that we were nattering to, and they stayed at another Sunrise hotel. So that's the chain, Sunrise Diamond. And they said that was a lot more British than this one. And they probably stayed there again rather than this one because a bit like us, they like having a natter with different people. So that was one sort of thing I'd point out. Anything else that I'd point out? No, not really. Actually, if I'm being honest with you, I really enjoyed it. It was a good holiday. Something I would say, this isn't really a weekly weight loss vlog. This is a Neil's weekly travel vlog. One thing I would say about going to Egypt this time of year is the heat of the day is like 10 a.m, 10:30. It's really weird. You know, like normally when you go to Spain, certainly if you go to Spain, June, well, it's Spain any time. The heat of the day is always about 1 o'clock, isn't it? Sort of just after lunchtime. Whereas there, it was absolutely baking hot at like 10:30 in the morning. And then when it got to about 1:30 in the afternoon, the sun was still out, but the heat of the sun was a lot more bearable. I don't know if it's like that all year round. I mean, some people have said if you go to Egypt in like June, July, August, it's just ridiculously hot all the time. But yeah, that's kind of the sort of experience we had. Anyway, that's enough of talking about Egypt. But I liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. There's not many places you can go sort of end of Feb, early March from the UK and get a nice bit of sunshine. You kind of got the Canaries. We did look at Tenerife, but it was ridiculously expensive. I love Tenerife, and I don't mind paying to go to Tenerife, but we only booked this a few weeks ago, so when you've not really got much time to save up, yeah, Tenerife was just kind of off the cards a little bit. Though we are going to Tenerife in October. We came back and Rachel was like, I just want to go on holiday where I'm not ill. I was like, Tenerife? She was like, yeah, so we booked that for October. And we've got a good few months to save up then. And then you could do the Caribbean, but again, you're talking quite a bit more money. And we ended up paying, if we hadn't upgraded to the swim up room, it was 1,600 quid for a week, all inclusive. And the hotel was lovely. It was really, really nice. So yeah, there we go. That's my travel vlogs. Right, let's do some. Let's look at some eating for week 1 and week 2. So I'm going to put two eating things up. I'm just going to look at it on my phone so we can see both. So this is week 1 on, I don't know which side. It'll be on this side, I think, or sometimes it flips it round when I'm editing it. I don't know. Anyway, the left side of your screen, as you look at it, it should be week 1. So basically, I still track calories Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Didn't go into holiday mode and actually really, really low on calories. I didn't even eat 6,000 calories for 3 days. And like I said, there's not really much I can show you these couple of weeks. But anyway, I just want to show you, I did track all the way up to my holiday. And I think eye on the prize going away on Thursday, I did keep the calories really, really low. And that did change because if you look at the other side, this is tracking calories from coming back. And like I say, I've not stuck to any calorie structure or anything like that, or calorie allowance. I've just tracked and been accountable. And to be honest with you, Thursday I did 4,400 calories, which was my travel back day. 900 of those calories was a full tube of salt and vinegar Pringles, which I demolished on the plane. So I had breakfast in the hotel. I had lunch in the hotel. Then we travelled to Sharm Airport. I did not fancy any of the food in Sharm Airport. There was a Burger King, there was an upper crust. I was just like, just wasn't really interested. So I literally bought a tube of Pringles and a 4-fingered Kit Kat and demolished that. And then I got a bacon butty on the plane. Not had bacon for a week, so that was absolutely needed. I mean, you know, first world problems, not being able to eat bacon for a week. But yeah, I had a bacon barm on the plane. And then I got a double cheeseburger and some nuggets when we landed. Now, that was technically Friday, but I did track it on Thursday. So I had 4,405 calories on Thursday. Friday, 2,848. Back into the swing of things a little bit. Straight back to work, doing check-ins, as it were. And yeah, a few more calories than my daily average deficit, but actually in a calorie deficit, because I burn about 3,500 calories a day on average. And then Saturday, Sunday, I just kind of had a standard weekend. I normally always have a higher calorie weekend. Anyway, nothing crazy, But 3,949 on Saturday, 3,532 on Sunday. Normally I bank calories to pay for that higher calorie weekend, but I didn't. And 4,334 calories over. So I had 14,734 on the days I've tracked. Now, 4,334, that is over my deficit. That is not over my maintenance. Over my maintenance, I burn 3,500 calories a day. So over 4 days, I burned 14,000 calories. So I had 734 above my maintenance. So that is probably enough to gain 1/5 of a pound of body fat, just 1/5. Will I have gained some? Oh, I've not talked about weight gain. Right, I normally do check-ins and weight gain. So the day before I went, I'll put this up now. Let me just log it down so I know for editing. The day before I went, I did a check-in and I lost another couple of pounds. Absolutely buzzing. So this is my check-in from the day I left to go on holiday. How much weight have I gained on holiday? Can't tell you. I've not gone near the scales. Any of you guys that have followed my weekly weight loss vlog since I started it last January, very scale focused last year, and I was trying to show you guys pre-holiday weight, post-holiday weight, normal check-ins. I'm not doing that this year. I'm literally checking in every 2 weeks, whatever, whenever a holiday falls, it doesn't matter. I'm just checking in every 2 weeks. And I'm also weighing the first of each month because I want to see like month-on-month changes. Other than that, I'm not going near the scales. So I've not been near the scales. Have I gained weight on holiday? Of course I've gained weight on holiday. Have I gained a ridiculous amount of weight? I generally don't know. I personally don't feel I went crazy on holiday, even though it was all inclusive. I thought the food was decent, but it wasn't a gluttonous sort of place. The portion sizes for me personally weren't ridiculously big. We didn't go crazy on snacks in between meals. I did drink alcohol. I hadn't had a drink of alcohol up to going on holiday, but I did have my first bit of booze of 2025. We had 2 days. So the Friday where it rained a bit and we spent the afternoon in the lobby bar, I had a few drinks then. And the Sunday, we went to the sports bar in the hotel and I watched Man United versus Arsenal and I had a few drinks then. Other than that, yes, I had a glass of wine with my tea, the odd beer here and there, the odd cocktail here and there, just by the pool, but nothing, probably no more. Other than the Friday and the Sunday, I don't think I had more than 4 alcoholic drinks a day. And some days I just had one. That's kind of, I don't feel like I've gone crazy, but I will have gained some weight. How much fat I've gained, I'm going to go standard really. If I look back at Christmas, I gained at Christmas 9.2 pounds and I gained about 6-7 pounds water retention, 2 to 3 pounds. I might be the same as that, though I do feel I've not been anywhere near as calorific as Christmas, but you just don't know. So anyway, it's my weigh-in. My next check-in's Friday. So a week today, next Monday's vlog, which will be the 24th of March. We'll see where the weight gain is. And from what I weigh on Friday, I'll then be able to kind of determine what my gain will have been. Leave it with me. Right, let's do some steps. Let's go through some steps. A bit of a yin and a yang with steps. I'm going to do the same thing as I did with calories. We'll have steps week 1 on one side, steps week 2 on the other side. Week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of week 1 before going business as usual. And to be honest with you, while on holiday for that week, kept the steps going. Thursday, which was travel day, and obviously been sitting on a plane. I walked through an airport, walked through another airport when we landed, but other than that, I'm sat on a plane for 6 hours, and Egypt's 2 hours ahead, so I lost 2 hours of time, so it was a 22-hour day rather than a 24-hour day, and it does make a difference. So my steps were quite low, but then Friday, Saturday, we went exploring quite a bit. We went walking out the hotel and mooching about. So steps really good, 11,812. Last week, steps rubbish. I say rubbish. They're not bad at all. For me personally, they're quite low. It's very, very rare. I don't do 10,000 steps a day on average, but I didn't. And what really brought it down was Wednesday. I did 5,000 steps on Wednesday. Wednesday was the last full day of our holiday. And I'll be honest with you, I did not move my bottom too much from my sun lounger. So the 5,000 steps was literally walking to, did we go for breakfast? Didn't even go for breakfast. Walked to the snack bar for lunch and back. Walked around the hotel for tea and back. Because we were about as far from the restaurants as we could be, where we were right on the beachfront. And the hotel's kind of built into a cliff. Oh, I said about two things about the hotel. The hotel was built kind of like on a cliff, not cliff face, but basically a big slope. So if you've got any mobility issues whatsoever, they did have a free bus. They sort of had a road to the side of the hotel, and they had a free bus on all day, every day that sort of run you up and down. We like to mooch about and walk, so a lot of steps. So that's, something to be mindful of if you were going to have a look at the hotel we stayed at. But anyway, yeah, basically my steps weren't bad last week. It was just that Wednesday we went out for lunch, went out for tea, did a bit of it. I did 5,000 steps. That was it. If I did 5,000, if I'd done 10,000 steps on that day, I would have averaged over 10,000 steps a day. Thursday was travel back day, but we did do a little bit of like walking about and stuff, and we gained 2 hours back because we were flying home. So, but yeah, I mean, steps aren't terrible by any means, but by my own personal standards, they were quite low. But again, we always look at averages. If I average week 1 and week 2 together, then we're well over, 10,000 steps or averaging 10,500 steps a day or something like that. Anyway, there we go. Right, now, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to move to the side a little bit so I can pop pictures up. But I'm just going to go through some of the food I ate. I'm not going to go through tracking or anything like that, or, like I normally show how I track on NuCheck, my top 5. I'm just going to go through some foods from start of the holiday, through the holiday, and then coming home. So the first thing I ate on holiday was this little beauty. We went to Pret in the airport. We didn't want to go to a bar or anything like that, or, I was trying to keep it reined in a little bit on this holiday. So obviously the airport pint is a top tier pint. We're in Terminal 2 at Manchester, and I actually really love Terminal 2 at Manchester. It's a brilliant terminal now. There's lots of different bars and places to eat, but we didn't. We just sort of stayed bottom level, went, towards the gates, and we just got a Pret. So I got a bacon sandwich. We were there for about 8:30 in the morning. Got bacon butty, almond croissant, and apple juice. It's my standard airport breakfast, really, unless we go into a bar and I get a full English for 30 quid or whatever they flipping cost. Anyway, that was my breakfast. After that, I did have my first beer of 2025. I said to Rach, I'm not confident. We're going to a country that doesn't drink alcohol, so I'm not confident that the beers and that are going to be top tier in Egypt. So I'm going to have one good beer before I go on holiday. And again, we weren't near any bars or anything. So I literally went, is it Barbarito? Mexican. It was Corona or Pacifico. And Pacifico is one of my favourite beers. So I saw that. £6 for a bottle of beer. Robbing. Anyway, that's airports for you, innit? Anyway, that's my first beer of 2025. What do we eat at the hotel? I did put this on my social media. This was my breakfast pretty much every day, and I tracked it on the last day as 707 calories. A little bit of guesstimating in there because the guy, I went to this guy on the fresh egg station. He was absolutely a brilliant guy. From day one, I went up there, I said, can I get a mixed omelette, everything in it, and 2 eggs over easy? Get my protein in, 4 eggs. 4 eggs, bit of cheese, a little bit of flatbread, and every morning, as soon as he clocked me walking, because it was outside the fresh egg station, as soon as he clocked me walking out, he'd do my same breakfast for me. So I couldn't change my order. I could have changed. I said, I don't want that, but I didn't. And he did that. And literally, I'd say 6 out of 7 mornings, I had that breakfast, and I tracked it at 707 calories because I had to guesstimate how much oil he used in the pans. But yeah, 4 eggs, mixed veg in one, a little bit of flatbread, and a little bit of cheese on the side. Absolutely, yeah, loved it. And this was my lunch pretty much every morning, every dinner time meal. Spag bowl. We went to this like snack bar that was near our room. So you either, for lunch, you could either go to the main buffet or go to this, they called it a snack bar, but actually it was a little a la carte, like food place. So they came over, took your order. There wasn't loads of stuff on there. There was like chicken shawarma wrap, a beef burger, a chicken burger, couple of pasta dishes, and a couple of different pizzas. That was about it, really. I absolutely love the spag bol. It wasn't a massive portion. It just ticked the boxes. So I had that every day with a Greek salad. So a bit of feta, a bit of salad. Yeah, really, really nice. That was my lunch. And again, I would say 6 lunchtimes out of 7, or certainly 5 out of 7, I just had that same thing. And that's what I'm saying. I wasn't that overindulgent. That was, I would say if I was going to track that spag bol, 700 calories maybe for that. Greek salad with the feta, maybe another 150 calories, something like that. Maybe 200, so 900. So most days I was having 700 for my breakfast, 900 for my lunch. Just drank Coke Zeros and water. So 1,600 calories before we went out for tea at night time. So that's what I mean. I don't feel like I was crazy. Couple of mornings, I did do a yogurt bowl. This is one of my yogurt bowls. I had this one morning on top of my eggs, and then I had this one morning without my eggs. So, yeah, I had a yogurt bowl. So, again, it was yogurt. It was full-fat yogurt, and a bit of muesli on top, some fresh fruit, a little bit of honey, a little bit of peanut butter. Probably, if I was going to track that, it wasn't a massive bowl, probably 450 calories, something like that. Smaller than the yogurt bowls I make at home, but obviously being full-fat yogurt, it's a bit more. Tea at night time. I didn't really take loads of pictures. We went out for a meal one night to a steakhouse in Narma Bay, which was about 15 minutes. One thing that is cheap in Egypt. Well, Egypt is really, really cheap, if I'm being honest with you. Obviously, if you go tourist traps, you get stung a little bit. But, yeah, taxis. A guy took 15 minutes. So if I got a 15-minute return taxi from where I live now, it would be probably 30, 40 quid. Something between there. 15, 20 quid one way, 15, 20 quid the other way. Right. There, a guy picked us up outside the hotel, took us 15 minutes, dropped us off as close to the restaurant as he could, didn't take any money off us, gave us his card, said, just WhatsApp me when you're ready and I'll come and pick you up. WhatsApped him to come and pick us up. And he literally, I bartered him, right? And I paid him more than this because I just wanted a bit of a barter just to see what I could get it for. I bartered him to £5.50, the equivalent of £5.50. So he took us, came back, texted him 10 minutes later, right, I'm here, went in, dropped us back at the hotel, £5.50. I gave him a tenner. I was literally like, and he acted like, every day he then WhatsApped me in the morning. Hello, sir. If you need to go anywhere today, please just drop me a message. I will be at your hotel within 10 minutes. I felt really bad. We never got another taxi, but I was literally like, I give him a tenner, and honestly, he acted like all his Christmases had come at once, which makes you very, very humble to think that, and I'm just buzzing. I'm like, that's 40 quid at home, mate. And I don't get to personally text you to come and get me and take me anyway. Anyway, we went out to Narma Bay and we went to a steakhouse, and this was the prawn cocktail I got. There was probably a little bit too much prawn sauce, if I'm going to be honest, but it was an amazing prawn cocktail. It was massive. That prawn sauce was delicious, by the way. But it was a massive prawn cocktail. There was small prawns in there, big prawns in there, that great big tiger prawn in the top of it. That was £2.50. That was £2.50, right? And that's in a tourist trap. Rachel got French onion soup, which wasn't great, if I'm being honest with you. I didn't take a picture of it. French onion soup, it was 80p. It was 80p for French onion soup. Then we got 2 fillet steaks with chips and veg, and I got a pepper sauce. Rachel got a mushroom sauce. And they were £8 each. £8 each. Literally the whole bill. Got a frog in my throat. 2 starters, 2 main courses, 1 bottle of Heineken, 3 Coke Zeros. It was 26 quid. I gave him 30 quid, the equivalent of £30. It was honestly so cheap. Anyway, that prawn cocktail was amazing. Food in the hotel, I only took a couple of pictures. We went to this Italian restaurant more often than not. This was one of the pizzas. This was a veggie pizza, and it was the best pizza we had all week. And I'm not a vegetarian, but their veggie pizza was absolutely amazing. And then I also got a couple of nights fillet steak. That's in the hotel. And it was, you basically got two fairly thin, like fillet steaks, mashed veggies, and like a pesto sauce drizzled over the top. It was amazing. It was absolutely delicious. I was more than happy with that. And that was at the Italian. So there was an Italian and Asian restaurant that was Chinese and Indian kind of fusion, as it were. He did Chinese dishes and Indian dishes. An Italian, an Egyptian restaurant, a health restaurant, as it were, they called it, which wasn't very good. We did it there, but it wasn't very good. There was a steakhouse in the hotel, but we didn't go to the steakhouse because I got that in the Italian. I was like, if I want a steak, I'll just go to the Italian and have that. Anyway, that was it. And then since coming home, Friday morning, straight back in. Oh, where's me? There. Straight back in. Protein pancakes. Straight back into the protein pancakes. Straight back into the protein yogurt bowls as well. I've smashed a few of them in over the last few days. Absolutely love them. Bit more calorific, peanut butter and stuff like that. I've not been too worried about my calories. Saturday night, good old-fashioned fish, chips and peas. That was Saturday night's tea. Anything else I've eaten since I've been back? No, I think that's about it. I said I was going to keep it fairly simple. I've eaten loads of stuff since I've been back. Oh, I did eat something. Again, I think I've just been craving bacon. Bacon and black pudding baguette. That was my dinner on, was that Saturday? I think that was Saturday's dinner. Absolutely sensational. Anyway, that's it. That's enough of me waffling for this one. So, yeah, a bit of a half-arsed, I suppose, weekly weight loss vlog, or a fortnightly weight loss vlog. Not much weight loss, holidays, trying to get back into the swing of things. Anyway, it's Monday today. We're back into it. I've pre-tracked all my food for today. That's in my app, ready to go. I've been to the gym this morning. Step-wise so far today, we've done 4,500 steps. I've got 2 dog walks to do on top of that. So first dog walk will get me 3,000 steps in. Second dog walk will get me 1,500, 2,000 steps in. I've also got to go to Aldi and I'm going to film a new shopping vlog because the fridges are bare, the cupboards are a bit bare as well. So I'm going to go get all my essentials and get my yogurt, get my fruit in, get my chicken, get my rice, get my broccoli, get some stuff for teas for the next couple of nights. Yeah, we're on it. Absolutely on it. Right, it's great to be back. As always, if you've made it this far, I'm hoping you are following me, you are subscribing to me. And there we go. Yeah. And if you don't follow or subscribe, follow and subscribe me. I know I should always. Everyone says, you need to mention either Neil on your, at the beginning of your YouTube videos. Now, I'll do it at the end. It's fine. Anyway, there we go. Lots of content coming out this week. And as always, until next time you're watching me, in whichever way, make sure you are bossing your weight loss.